morning, guys. Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
Right, and today is all about Thursday Thoughts. We're going to talk about how to take the stress out of stressful conversations. Great topic. And we're going to talk to one inspiring woman about how she brings love to hospital rooms, and another mindful expert on how to get your thinking on point today.
That's right. Gotta get that thinking right.
Gotta get that thinking right on Thought Thursday.
That's right.
Ladies,
right.
Good morning. We are so excited that you are spending your morning here with us on Good Morning LaLa Land. Andrea, we are so honored to be a part of Deck My Room. Monica Ortiz, author of Universe 101. Woo! It's going to be a very good day.
Yes. I love that book, Universe 101. This girl's speaking my language. I can't wait to have that conversation back there.
Absolutely. So here on Good Morning LaLa Land, we like to know what your morning routine is. How do you start your day, Andrea?
Oh, you're talking to me already?
I'm talking to you already.
Ready. How do I start my day? When I wake up, I just am thankful for another day of being cancer-free. And I look forward to a beautiful, happy day with a lot of positive attitude.
I will drink to that.
Cheers to that, sister.
Absolutely. Monica, what is your morning routine?
You're probably gonna laugh, but I actually start my routine with a love talk to myself. I am still laying in bed when I wake up, of course, but I literally talk to my body. I tell it I love it. I tell it it's gonna be a good day. I kind of get into a really good mental attitude for the rest of my day.
Love it.
So beautiful.
So La La Land, we love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, ladies, for being here with us today. We're so excited to get to know more about you later in the show. One of my favorite mantras from Ms. Monica Ortiz is this: self-care belongs to me and I belong to it.
Ooh.
So important to remember, right?
Handcuffed by self-care,
Yeah.
or the guilt, rather, of not doing it.
Yeah.
That's the even bigger thing. Working on that today. Maybe you've got some tips for me, Monica.
I'm so excited for this Universe 101. I mean, I'm sorry, but who doesn't want to read that book?
Yeah. You know what I love about it too? Straight to the point, right? It's not a super long book.
Yeah.
It's not a billion words. I love books like this, and clearly love this one especially. Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome.
It's going to be good. So, Erin, what's going on with you today?
I'm just enjoying the sunshine. We've had some cold days, and it's still cold out, but you know, the sunshine is so nice. It's going to be raining, I think, most of the weekend, yeah?
Yeah. The sunshine, for me, it's like instant optimism. I just love sunshine. I mean, I feel instantly happier without doing anything else, like just having some light in my life.
Until that Uber kills your vibe.
Oh man, the Uber's tough, man. I have to be. The Uber is tough, and I love Uber, and I love Lyft, but I have to, it's tough when people talk at you.
So, okay, just to clarify, so he was in a little bit of a bumper thing with his
little Vespa.
Yeah,
in
and
the
so
shop.
he's been taking the Uber. So what happened this morning exactly?
So no, it was great. Got in the Uber. Well, first of all, I checked the rates, and they're like 5 times as much as usual.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So it is what it is. So I'm like, okay, I want to get to the studio. So I booked the Uber. I get in, and then I had my earbuds in and everything. And I love people, and I say hi and I'm polite and everything like that. But then once I'm in, man, he just started going in, and he was the nicest guy in the world. But then just focused on all the things that are going wrong in the world, and that's why we do this show, right?
It is. Well, it's hard because misery does love company, and even if you've got your high vibes and your good music on, you get in the wrong car or you sit down with the wrong person at the bar, it totally can ruin your vibe. Their thoughts become your thoughts, and the next thing you know, you're in their vortex.
Yeah, you really do have to reset, and it's one of the things that I do love about what we do and what I do is that there's an expectation, at least that I have, that I need to live up to the truth that I share with others, right? So it's all about me saying, hey, this guy's going through a tough time, I'll listen, but at the same time, I need to check in with myself and make sure that if I get rattled or off center a little bit, that I reset. And that's the challenge and the opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
The Uber, it's interesting because I've been in Ubers where there's some people that they just clearly do not care about how your experience is. They've got like, you know, the music blaring with terrible commercials going on every other second, and you're like, really? Like, and it makes you realize that once you have that experience, it makes you become conscious of how someone else would experience their time in your car, making sure the temperature's asking them, is the temperature okay for you? Do you need anything? Like, I don't know, like, it's like socialization 101 as a driver.
It's true, it is all about emotional intelligence, and it is a throwback to the conversation that we had with LaLa yesterday. You know, she's the founder of She Sells, and she was talking, I think, really eloquently about the importance of creating a very happy, healthy, positive experience for customers or clients or friends, colleagues, whoever. So yeah, I'm taking that to heart for sure.
Yeah, well, they get ratings, right? So I don't know about you, but I've never given. I think I've given one Uber driver a bad rating because I just really it was extreme. But so in that I go, okay, I can justify that if I do have a good one. I rate good whenever I do have a good time.
Do you know they rate you?
I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah, check your Uber rating.
Yeah.
I got a 4.6. I was really mad. I am for sure a 5-star kind of girl. I don't know who I named that.
The rating isn't tied to the rate though, right?
Oh,
that would be interesting.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know, but I had a great night last night. I found my new home away from home at Davenport's on Ventura Boulevard.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
I went all the way up to Encino,
Whoa.
right where Sepulveda meets 405 and Ventura in that area, and there's this incredible new restaurant. It's been open for about 6 months, and the tagline is, if home was perfectly decorated, the bar was fully stocked. And Mom was a better cook. So true. I mean, that just speaks to my soul right there. We met the owner, Carl. He was fantastic. He actually invited us at Focus TV to go and do a special profile on the restaurant and his son, who's the chef, next week. So we're really excited about that. They had this incredible sushi bar. We sat up there, had great sushi, had some spinach dip, banana cream pie.
Oh no.
I went all out.
Yeah.
It was raining in LA. It was time for comfort food. All the things I love most that absolutely do not go together.
Yeah. I love that you eat and that you love good food, Jess, and that you look like this. It's amazing. It's incredible, right?
It is a blessing,
It's just
actually. I
incredible.
do love food, and I love the community behind a good restaurant, right? So there's so many good places in LA that I like to go, but it's great to see that there's one in the Valley that can be my new home away from home.
You drove up the 405 and then you went up the 101.
The 101.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no, I took Beverly Glen to Mulholland.
The Beverly Glen.
The Beverly Glen to Mulholland, exactly. I was like the real local route.
You know, it's so interesting because I've noticed that every city, and particularly the cities like LA, Miami, New York, they have this the thing, like it's the only place, right? Because like, so if you talk to people that are from New York, they say, oh, you're from the city. Or in Miami, they talk about, oh, you're from the beach, like as if there's only one. But I've noticed this little theme. I don't know if it's just that you think.
Yeah, but only in California, the Californians, you know, we have this whole thing. We don't have to say the 405, we just say 405.
Well,
right?
SNL did a whole skit about that, right? And everybody
Exactly.
arrived to the party, and the whole like first hour of the conversation is how everyone got to you. Like I've been in no other city in the world where you actually talk about the routes you took to get to where you are.
Yeah, it's a project.
It's a topic of conversation. Everybody wants to know. It's like a big secret. Oh,
You do have to get your mind straight. Talking about Thought Thursday, you do need to get your mind straight to like wrap your head around the traffic, and accept it and embrace it and love it in some whacked out way.
Yeah, it's LA is so interesting to me. I mean, really, because it epitomizes so much that's true about the rest of the states, but also the world. And that is that it's a perfect training ground for learning how to take the stress out of every experience, right? I mean, it's like, how do I reframe this experience right now in this red hot minute so that I can feel a little bit more relief around it,
Right.
and I can enjoy this ride that I have to take anyway.
I always think it's like the most advanced spiritual practice ever. I mean, you could go to the Himalayas and meditate and you'd be zenned out. Try it in LA in the concrete jungle. We're the advanced yogis here, okay? We want to see you here in LA. No.
So we know Erin Alexander, right? And she's one of our guests on the show, and life coach, and so many things, an actor, host. And she's got this great little clip on her Instagram today, and it's from Entourage. And Ari Gold, I don't know if you guys have seen the show, right? And he's like, got this calm meditation CD, like playing in his car, like some sick car, he's driving, he's like totally oming out. And then 30 seconds in, the phone rings and he starts flipping out. It's like, that's the experience that everybody has in LA. I'm gonna be very calm about this drive, and you get halfway in, not even halfway in, 30 seconds in, you start flipping out.
I always use the drive as a good excuse to make a phone call. Thank you for Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And I talk to my mom, and she always says to me, she's like, "Why are you so mad at me?" I'm like, "I'm mad at you right now. This is not okay." And just she's like, "I'm gonna let you go now." That's always the sign for like you're getting a little too aggro.
That's hilarious.
So don't ask me one more time when I'm getting married or having kids. Mom, I'm on the 405, okay? Not the right time for the conversation.
Oh my God, so funny.
Yeah. Tackling the 405 peacefully is way more difficult than finding, a suitable mate, getting married, and having happy kids. It really is in some ways.
Okay, on that note, I think it's time for a break. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how to take the stress out of stressful conversations and maybe all of life. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone and I'm a producer here at Focus TV Network, which is America's first video streaming talk show network, but you already knew that. And today I have my girl helping me out.
I'm Jasmine Lier, co-host of Good Morning LaLa Land.
So last week on the Focus TV Network, we had the season premiere of the LA Home Show hosted by
Natasha Phillips.
We had Live It with Tanya Meme
and Robert Ferguson.
We also had hashtag Harry and Kelly and What's Good, hosted by Amy Paprath and Justin Walter. Jez, who was on your show.
It was a great week in LaLa, and we had some serious talk with the creator of the Girl Talk Network herself,
Sarah Pendrick.
Some real insight with our favorite psychic and the creator of the Soul Playground, Michelle Miche, and the gorgeous ladies of Leone Candelli.
Hot.
Hot.
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone. Jez, thanks for helping me out. Bye.
I'm Jasmine Lier, co-host of Good Morning LaLa Land, and in case you missed us live, this was This Week in LaLa Land. I've got my associate producer, Victoria Simone, to help me walk through. On Monday, we had licensed marriage and family counselor, Ms. Elizabeth Winkler,
who specializes in mindfulness and meditation.
We celebrated hashtag Transformation Tuesday with Derek Warburton.
You mean Derek Fabulous?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
On Wednesday, we had the creators of Leone Candelli.
Hot.
Hot. Thursday, we had a lot of girl talk with the creator herself.
You mean girl crush, Sarah Pendrick.
And Kara, Kate, and Casey, the sisters of the Daily Soul Sessions. And on Friday, we celebrated with Michelle Miche, creator of the Soul Playground.
And psychic.
This was This Week in LaLa Land.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Creators of Leone Candelli.
Hot.
How did that happen?
Fuck.
Not cute. Chin. No. Put down the paper towel. Leone Candelli.
Making sure our bedrooms smell amazing.
I'm here all day, every day.
If you could get me out of bed before 10, then you're special. You don't want. What?
Robert Ferguson, I got.
And the amazing
Amy. Oh. I'm fired. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are so excited to be celebrating this beautiful, finally sunny weather in Los Angeles on hashtag Thought Thursday with you today. We have two very, very special guests in the house. Good morning, ladies. We're so excited to get to talk to you both. Andrea, she is the leader of Deck My Room here in Los Angeles. We have Ms. Monica Ortiz, life coach and incredible author of Universe 101. So we're talking about Thought Thursday today. What is one thing you do to change your mindset? Monica, we'll start with you.
Change my mindset when a stressful situation is going on.
Absolutely.
Just be fully aware of why this stressful situation is going on. So I kind of stop myself. I just say stop. And you guys were talking about being on the 405 earlier. Mm-hmm. So understanding, hey, you know what? I'm on the 405. I know it's bad traffic. I know this is Los Angeles. So what do I want to do? Right now, I want to sing. And I just pop a CD in and just start singing and understand that that's my happy place. Singing's my happy place. And that's kind of where I want to be. I know that you guys talked about the meditation in the car. And I think that that's great. If you can make a promise to yourself not to answer the phone.
Already gold.
Doing the meditation. You know, just be, again, mindful, just be conscious of where you're at and what you're doing and what's going on and how you want to kind of reframe your brain, how you want to switch the channel, basically.
Well, I want to do some carpool karaoke with Ms. Monica. What's
Yeah.
up?
We would have so much fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Andrew, what's one thing you do if you're stressed out and you need to really kind of reframe your mind?
Pretty much a lot of the same that Monica does. It's put on some happy music, try to not think about what the problem is, but try to look at the bright side of everything, try to just take your mind off, whether it's thinking about my daughter or thinking about the faces of the children when we deck their rooms and see how happy they are and how it makes the parents feel. Taking some of the stress off of them makes me feel happier. It brings a happiness to me, and I will try to forget what's causing me to be unhappy and just look at the bright side of it.
Well, ladies, you are the bright side to my morning today. I'm Good Morning LaLa, and thank you again for being here. We'll get to know more about each of you later in the show.
Nice. So today is Thursday Thoughts. Thursday Thoughts. Never gonna remember. Dyslexia kicks in every once in a while.
It's all the same.
So we want to debate and talk about a near and dear topic. A lot of times we have deep conversations with people and talking about mindfulness or positive psychology or universal laws or just life in LA. And a lot of times people say, how do I take the stress out of stressful conversations?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's relationships in this life, business relationships, intimate relationships, everything. How do you take the stress out of it? So we want to kind of talk about it, debate about it and whatever. So
Yeah, and part of the stress, I think, is that there's an opportunity for you to be more fully yourself and to tell and live your truth, and you're feeling or concerned that somebody else is going to be uncomfortable about that. So it's whether it's like laying someone off or getting out of a relationship or asking somebody for something that you don't want to ask them for, that can be really stressful. So there's a way to do it so that you can at least experience it in a less stressful, anxiety-ridden way.
So tell us. We want to
Yeah,
know
so-
your
Yeah,
viewpoint.
so the very first thing is to sort of have the conversation when you're both least stressed. So the worst thing you can do is have an important conversation or make big decisions when you're feeling less than neutral. So ideally you should feel neutral or above. That's the very first thing.
But don't you think that people would get triggered as soon as you begin to say something or talk about something that's deep or real or whatever, like people would trigger anyway, so...
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely. So the first part is to sort of start in a very sort of solid foundation, or like a solid footing. You want to start there. If you're already starting from a place where you're super stressed out about it, and then you start to have it's going to be a disaster.
Well, how do you even get the solid footing? Because
Yeah.
I know, for me personally, going into these conversations, I get like so nervous or worked up or stressed or freaked out that I don't even have the footing to know how to approach that. So how do I fix
Yeah.
myself to even start that?
So I think the first part is to be intensely selfish about it, right? So for me, that means really focusing on my self-care, and it means being crystal clear that whatever it is I think I need from the other person, whether it's an apology, whether it's a favor, whether it's for them to understand me, I need to do that for me first. So I take time out and time away to get really centered and to tap in to that source of like infinite peace and equanimity in some way. So what I'm saying is get off your mind and get out of the way from the person who's caused you the most stress for enough time that you can gather yourself and find your footing again.
Totally.
That's the first thing. Second piece is to make sure that you create or you invite the person to have the conversation in a very comfortable environment. So ideally somewhere quiet, somewhere that's really comfortable physically. Also things like candles and like fresh scents and things like that are very helpful. Places where there are lots of distractions or lots of noise are horrible because, and especially things like white noise, make us feel more stressed out without knowing it. And so if you've ever been around a fan or something that runs all day, you'll notice that you're really like, why am I so anxious? It's the fan. Or it might be some construction outside that you're barely even noticing.
It's interesting because I think it's a great topic, and I remember seeing there's many therapies in this where and this is more couples thing, so I don't know, this is very different because if you're talking to your boss or something, right? It's not like, let's sit down next to each other and, but there was this one therapy where you basically sit across from each other and one person basically expresses everything. The other person does not have to, they don't get their needs met, they don't get to express themselves, they just listen. They just listen, they ask more questions, they validate, they do whatever. They don't like go begin to bring their viewpoint in. Does that make sense?
That's
so, and that's a really advanced skill. And you've got to have two people that are really committed to holding space for whatever's going on and not taking it personal. Whatever's going on for the other person doesn't mean you take it personal. You just realize that this is what the person's experiencing. So, for example, say you have a girlfriend, a friend, and it's not an intimate relationship, but you were having an upset with your friend, and you would say, I want to express something, and you would fully get it out 100% until they felt completely like they had expressed, communicated fully, and then the other person would take however much time they need, be it 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, to express how they were feeling things, how they were expressing things. And generally what we find is that when people just express what's there for them, things dissolve.
Right.
It's like bizarre. There's like solutions come out of it and like bigger picture things come out of it.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, I think at the heart of it, that's what it essentially boils down to. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge part of it is when you're having that conversation and when you're listening, you're existing in a space that's completely non-judgmental, completely non-interruptive, verbally or non-verbally.
I see Jez's eyes going like, yeah, right.
Yeah, this is so much easier said than done. I mean, coming from two experts, I'm not an expert in communication. I might be an entertainment reporter, but having these intimate conversations with, whether it's in a relationship or with my family or with my friends, I feel so responsible for the way they're going to react that I withhold the truth about how I'm feeling because I don't want to hurt them or make them angry or create a bigger situation than what it is. So I think I tend to not communicate and try and deal with it myself. Stuff that so you don't upset the dynamic more so.
I completely understand that, Jez, and you're so right to point that out. And I think that's why for me, like 90% of the work that facilitates all the rest of the work is simply reminding myself or convincing myself that my happiness is 100% my job and their happiness is 100% their job. And when I take care of my job, I can listen effectively, easily, effortlessly because I've got nothing invested in them understanding me or in them changing their behavior or in them liking what I have to say.
So you're saying that by being selfish, you're taking the stress out of the conversation?
It's a huge part of it. And by selfish, I really mean self-care and self-interest and self-focused in a way that, so for me, it's just about finding that place inside that's immovable and unshakable and unconditional peace. And we all have that inside of us. I mean, there are moments when, even if you're in the most stressful situation in your life, there are still moments in your day when you're completely at peace.
But I mean, I think I totally relate, Jez. Like many times, I still do it today, and I do think that there's a point where you go, I'm carrying this burden that I need to communicate. And oftentimes, it's actually a gift to the other person because then they can go, oh, this is what's going on. They can choose to do what they want with whatever's going on for you. But to hold it back and confine it, many times it's not fair to the other person because they need to know what's going on. And I think consciously, we always know what's going on, right? Whether it's spoken out or not. So it's just like the elephant in the room when things aren't spoken.
And you just nailed it. And that's a huge part of this. And you just nailed, Erin, which is that's why it's so important to get the mental and emotional state right first, because even if you say the best, most perfect words to the other person, you could still trigger them because the micro expressions are going to come through no matter how hard you try to contain them. So when you're feeling upset or you're feeling stressed out, even if you say it and deliver it perfectly, even if you tell them everything they want to hear, they're going to look at you and say, that's screwed up. Why'd you just say you loved me?
Yeah, right?
Like, you liar.
Because
and they don't know.
At some
yes,
level, yeah.
The micro expressions are written. You can't control it from that level. You can try. And so that's why, for me, and part of that is, people remember beginnings and endings. And so one of the things you can do to set this conversation away is, first of all, get yourself centered and find your own happiness and peace as much as you can, not perfect. But then start off the conversation in a very positive way. Find something you appreciated about them, something that a strength of theirs. And have the conversation, but have it in a way that's slanted towards the opportunity that exists here for us all to be happier.
Right. It's called an enrollment conversation. A lot of leadership call it that. And what it is, instead of talking about the problem, you talk about what you want to create. So you don't, you enroll people and inspire people to what is possible out of whatever's going on. So, again, taking the stress out of stressful conversations is a very, very advanced art. I have not mastered it fully. And I think it's lifetimes of work. It's, a very advanced spiritual skill, really.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And at the same time, there have been moments when you've completely mastered it.
Yeah,
there have been moments when you've completely mastered it. You may not realize that you mastered it because it seems so effortless. But there have been moments, even when you've been caught in traffic, somebody yells at you or something like that, and just because you're in such a great mood,
just wave.
You just wave, or you smile, or you laugh, and it's all good.
It's all good. I'm so glad I have 2 experts here to do
Three?
it.
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean,
We have 3 experts.
we're figuring it out together, and we have 2 amazing guests in the back. I'd love to show a little bit about Ms. Monica Ortiz. She's got an exceptional institute on how to live your exceptional life. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Monica Ortiz, and I created the Masters of Mindfulness app for you. It's an app that's going to help you understand what mindfulness is and what it really means to you. There are 7 different features on the app, from soothing sounds to inspirations to mood tracking and meditations. And we actually have the first live streaming meditation, so you can practice meditation on a global scale with your friends around the world. The reason I created the Masters of Mindfulness app is because I've helped so many people over the years and really came to understand what it is that they needed for their life to make their lives better. And so now I've taken all of that information, created 7 different features on the app so that you can start practicing mindfulness every day, little bits a day if that's what's needed, and then you can start moving your life forward, breaking down the barriers that have been in front of you, and live your exceptional life. So get on the app, start practicing mindfulness, and see how your world changes. Have a great day.
Today on the LA Home Show, we speak with Billy Rose, founder of the agency, as to how the agency is so different from all the other brokerage.
To me, it seemed anachronistic to encourage agents to now go be their own thing, and they're no longer sharing their resources with the rest in their group so that they can have competitive advantage. It's always a team is going to beat an individual.
We also speak with Marissa Zanuck, who started the Zanuck Group, and she discusses how it is to be an agent in the LA market today.
So many people that think that you can just make quick money in real estate, and it's really not like that. You need to put your time in. You need to do, the dirty work. You need to learn all aspects of the business.
And my 3 favorite finds in the LA market today. And that's all starting now on the LA Home Show on Focus TV.
I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Papra.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessa Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for having me on.
with
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you. Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean, we have roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with, and that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
Back live in Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa, and we are honored to have Monica Ortiz. She is the founder of An Exceptional Life Institute.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, basically, we help people find their life. We help people who need help healing in any aspect of their life, be it relationships, career, healing. Sometimes people come to us who are actually physically sick or have some mental issues, have addictions, and they want to stop or they want to start something, and so that's what they do. They come to us and we
I want to dive deep.
Okay.
I want to get a little, because we have a lot of coaches on here, and there's so many coaches around the world.
Yes.
And I want to challenge. I want to have this be a conversation that people are like, I want to listen to this. Okay.
Okay.
So, what is it that sets you apart? Why you? Why this institute? Tell us something that I want to know. Like, because anybody could become a coach.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, what is it about you that you felt like I am? You know, I want to teach this. I want to do this.
She is exceptional.
Yeah.
Yes, actually that's true. Anybody can become a coach. It's a really easy certification. Why me is because I'm actually part Native American, and I'm actually 9 different ethnicities, Native American being one of them. And my grandfather was Native American, and so I got put on this path of, I always knew I wanted to help people, so I got put on this path of helping people. And so I was doing it for probably 20-something years. And then everybody was saying, life coach, life coach, life coach. And so I decided to go ahead and do that. But what I do is actually help people in a different way than life coaches do, or lifestyle coaches do, or kind of the other coaches that are out there. And I'm not putting them down. Everybody has their own respective thing, and they're, you know, really great at what they do. What I actually do is I get into you. I've had people tell me that I actually can go in and take your soul out and kind of fix it and then put it back very lovingly and gently. And so it's, again, no matter what situation that you're having, I've been through years and years and years and years and years of training so that I can help you.
It seems much more like a spiritual experience than just let's analyze and put a compass and GPS on my life.
Absolutely.
Fix my soul.
It's fixing mind, body, and spirit.
Do you attribute some of it to your ancestral lineage? Because I know that
absolutely,
you know, yeah, there's some serious roots there.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what we're taught is to heal a person, to have somebody come to you for healing. It's a serious, serious thing, and they're putting their life into your hands, and so you take it seriously, and then it creates a really special bond between you and the person that you're actually helping. Yeah.
What would you say is the most important aspect to healing?
Being 100% committed to it. Yeah.
Amen, sister.
And that's from both sides.
Yes. Me as the person working with you, I have to be 100% committed to you, and you as the person really wanting to change whatever it is that you're wanting to change have to be 100% committed to it.
That's really interesting that you mentioned commitment, because that's something I've been doing a lot of soul work for a long time, for years, and I don't do it perfectly.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm not 100% committed. And I think that's where I kind of get caught up, because then I feel guilty or ashamed, or I shouldn't have made that call, I shouldn't have had that extra cocktail, I should say focus on this. But how do you stay on track mentally in that and in forgiving yourself?
Well, I think the first forgiveness has to be there's no perfect. So you're defining perfect by what people are telling you, and you have to define perfect by what you find within yourself. And that's where you find your beauty, and that's where you find your comfort, and that's where you find your safety.
And that's also where I find my spiritual baggage.
So, and again, you have to figure out what that spiritual baggage is for you. What does that mean to you? And then how are you going to approach it to heal it? And so what somebody does is they come to me and they say, listen, Monica, I have this issue. And then I say, okay, well, that's spiritual baggage. Now we need to define it completely for you, what that means for you, because it's different for Rob, it's different for Erin. And now we've got to fix it based on you, just you.
Where do you
only
even
you.
start with that?
Asking a lot of questions. A lot of questions. All my clients do tons of homework. They can tell you they do tons and tons of homework. It's work just tailored for you. And that's why we're different, because healing is not one size fits all. And so we take each individual, we analyze each individual, and then we set them on their own path.
So we know from science that the conscious mind is maybe 1%, maybe 5% at the most. It's all subconscious.
Yes.
So how do you deal with the subconscious?
We deal with subconscious by, again, asking lots and lots of questions and bringing that subconscious entity, let's call it an entity, up to the surface. Let's see what's really going on in here. I call them roots, actually. So let's see what roots you're dealing with.
It's so funny. We were playing this song, I've Got No Roots, this morning.
Yes.
Because that's something that I've been really struggling with. I'm kind of a nomad right now and in between places. And I was like, Rob, I've got this new theme. I've got no roots. My home is not on the ground. So it's really interesting though, because to associate that with the roots spiritually.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting, just to play off that for 1 second, and the one thing that Jess and I were saying was that, even if you look in spiritual text, even like the Bible, the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. It's a very rootless kind of experience.
Right.
So part of the work then is helping people understand that and reconnect.
Absolutely. When we're going to talk about, since we're speaking about roots, one of the things, because I travel a lot for what I do, I give lectures all around the world and help people all around the world. People from different countries call me on Skype. We do Skype calls all the time. Thank you for Skype. And so I realized when I was doing so much traveling, you don't have a home, basically. And so at some point you start feeling a little disconnected because you don't have a home. And what I realized is I needed to create my home within myself.
Where do you even start?
Yeah, well, it was a big journey. I had to understand what home meant for me and what comfort meant for me, so that when I traveled to each place that I would feel safe and comfortable and happy.
So what does home mean to you?
Having a connection, meaning I can pick up the phone and call my friends anytime I needed. Sometimes, as you know, dealing with people in different situations, when you're as invested as I am, it's very hurtful. I feel other people's pain. And so home means, hey, Rob, can I talk to you? So having that connection, always knowing that my Wi-Fi's, all working or whatnot. Also, I take a very special candle with me, a scent that smells really good to me. I carry that with me as well. I make sure that just having that peace of mind for me, my favorite book, sometimes I'll go, oh, okay, you know what? I want to read this book on my journey. And so I'll take that book with me.
I've got a new book to read on my journey. Universe 101.
So home is you finding, again, when at your house, don't you decorate it the way you want it, the way that makes you feel good? It's the same with kind of carrying it in your suitcase, so to speak. Carrying it inside is having it decorated the way I want it decorated.
Thich Nhat Hanh speaks beautifully about that. He's a Buddhist monk. And I wonder, you know, he's one of, I like him as an author. What are some of the authors and teachers that have inspired you?
Well, Einstein.
What book have you read of his?
I love Einstein, and I'm going to talk about my book in relation to Einstein. I got a little bit of criticism because it's so tiny and because it's written so simply. But I took Einstein's, if you know you're well enough, you can explain it to the person who's, I hate to say this, but not on your level, so to speak. You can explain it in the simplest way if you know it well enough, and you'll be able to teach anybody, no matter if they're in 8th grade or if they have a PhD or if they're 5 years old or if they're 92. And so that's really how I read, or how I wrote Universe 101.
It's one of my favorite quotes. I just love that. And it's exactly the reason I love this book so much.
Yeah, who
really,
wants to read more than that?
I am an avid reader, like a voracious reader. I want to read everything because I feel like I just have so much to learn. And I have found that very thin books like this, written by fantastic authors like you, have the most profound insight, much more than lots of the very, very long books that are very dense. And they are almost like arrows. They shoot straight to your heart.
Yes.
And that's what I love about this book. You know,
Thank you.
Yeah. Really fantastic.
What was your mission with this book?
The mission was to really, well, there's one big mission, and it's just healing the world. That is the mission. And so I started with Universe 101, and Universe 101 has all the universal principles in it so that you can lead your most successful life. And that's part of success is being happy, so that you can live your most happiest, most successful life. And I always knew that there was going to be Universe 202, which was all of the lessons that I teach people, like the actual work that people are doing. But Universe 101 was set up to teach you the groundwork, to get the principles in there, to get you understanding what the principles are, that if you follow these simple things, you can be absolutely exceptional.
We can learn, we can grow, we can evolve.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love what you're saying there, because what I hear you saying is that sort of like the intro course is learning the principles, and the advanced to the graduate level is applying them.
Yes, yes.
It's just applying them.
Yes.
That's where the hard work comes in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my clients can tell you sometimes it is a little hard because, you know, we'll do sessions and then they'll, I'll give them always homework to go home with, and they'll go, oh, this is so easy. You just ask the most simple questions. And then the next time when they actually send me the homework, I get a little note like, I really didn't like you while I was doing that work, but I got through it, and now I feel so great. You know, that question was just exactly what I needed.
Thank you so much for all your work for the world, and it's really beautiful, important, you know, women rising, and
yes,
you know,
yes,
thank you so
absolutely.
much for everything. Looking forward to the book. Love the cover. We have to take a little break. We'll come back. We're gonna have another interview, but we'll bring you back at the end. So,
oh, thank you.
So nice to meet you. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
This is actually coming into my life at the perfect
I hear
timing. Good Morning LaLa. We are so excited because we have a dear friend of the Focus TV family with us today, Miss Andrea. And you are the head of Deck My Room in Los Angeles.
Yes. I am the director of the chapter here in Los Angeles. And we are a nonprofit organization that decorates the rooms of children in the hospital that have to be there long term. So, and I have awareness bracelets for everyone.
What's so important about decorating these rooms is that you're really creating a place for people to heal.
Yes.
For the children, for the parents, and that is so crucial.
Yes. Basically, that's what our mission statement is. Our mission statement is creating a healing place. The vision is to give these children a feeling as if they're in their own home. As we like to just make them feel comfortable. If you've ever been in a hospital room as an adult, you know how cold and scary it is, but imagine being a child. And we work with children that are anywhere from 1 year old up to young adults. And it doesn't matter what type of disease or reason they're in the hospital, but if they're in the hospital for at least 3 weeks or longer, we will come in and we will create a special room for them and make them feel at home. What we do is we try to find out what the child's special interests are. We try to find out if it's a favorite sports team, if it's a favorite Disney character, if it's a superhero, no matter what. We will then go in and transform that room to make it look special for them. And not only do we do it for the children, but we also extend it to the parents. Because the parents usually there's a parent that stays with the child overnight. And so we want the parent to feel comfortable. We want the parent to know that we care about them as well. It's an extension, as well as siblings. Well, if siblings have to come, sometimes they'll make a request for us to do a little something for the sibling, and we will do that. I actually have some photos
Let's take
if
a
you'd
look.
like to see.
So I'm very curious, Andrea, why is this nonprofit, this charity, so close to your heart?
Basically because I've been on both sides of the coin. I was the parent of a child, an infant, who was in the hospital 5 months. Unfortunately, he did not survive. But I know what it feels like being a scared parent for my infant, for my child, and knowing that my child doesn't know what's going on. And back then, without even realizing it, I was bringing things in from home, whether it was music or something to soothe my child. And then later on in life, being ill myself, as I said earlier, having cancer and now being cancer-free, I know how scary it is to be lying in a hospital room, in a bed, not knowing what is going to happen. So it gave me the opportunity, when it arose, to be introduced to Deck My Room. And I just fell in love with the concept because I know that I can help. That I can help the children, I can help soothe the parents, help on both sides. And so
it's really lovely. You know, one of the things we find in self-development and everything is most people are seeking their purpose and calling. And what we found over and over again is that usually it comes out of hard times, trials in life. And so we consider it, you know, a blessing in disguise, these things that happen. Do you see it like that now, even though you lost a child? I lost a child as well.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah.
I find that for me, just being there and knowing that once the rooms are transformed and seeing their faces, some of the children like being surprised. And if they're lucky enough to be able to leave their room, they wait for us to finish, and then they come back in and we wait to see their faces. And most of my volunteers, I know I do, and my volunteers, we just cry because we see how happy the parents are. The parents cry.
In these rooms, they
So
are
cute, really
so
well
cute.
done.
Look at the Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, the smiles. I mean, it really transforms the entire space. That does not look like a hospital room.
No, not at all.
My volunteers spend $300 per room. And trust me, these women and men know where to shop, and they know how to spread and go in there, and it's fun for the women and men to shop.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, what person does not love shopping? Well,
Absolutely.
not so many
I
men
love
do.
shopping. I love
but you go in shopping. It's a social event because you're going with 2 and 3 volunteers, and you shop for the child, and then you get to go into the room and decorate. And who doesn't like decorating? You decorate, and then you see your results, and you see what it does for the child.
So wonderful. So how can people get involved? Say there's somebody out there, they're like, this is so inspiring, I just would love to get involved. How would they get involved with you?
Well, you would go to our national website,
deckmyroom.org,
which is deckmyroom.org, and deck is spelled D-E-C.
Like decorate.
Right, a short version, deckmyroom.org, and there is a place on there for volunteers, and you can volunteer by filling out an application, and it doesn't matter. We are we have 13 chapters across the country. We're in 21 hospitals, children's hospitals around the country. And if you don't feel like you can go into a hospital room, you can still shop, you can still shop for the child. Someone else can then go in and deck, or you can just give your time if you have expertise in other areas, help out. Or donate. And if you go on our website, you can donate to each chapter in the city that you're in. And the money that we receive stays in each chapter.
Okay, great. So lovely. Thank you so much for all your work. It's so inspiring, and those things it's just so personal and makes such an impact in someone's life. So thank you.
I would love if you could read a few of the testimonials that the parents, because we leave these for the parents, so we know what we're doing, if we're doing the right thing. And I just pulled 2 of them. One is a 6-year-old and one is a 9-year-old. And if you read the bottom part, how we did, this is their responses.
Wow, the parents of the 6-year-old said, "This definitely has changed my son's experience here in the hospital. It has made his room feel more cozy, as if he was in his own room at home."
Oh,
that's beautiful. I can't think of any way to improve our experience. It was perfect. Thank you guys for everything. May you continue to serve many more families.
Just incredible.
With love. Oh, absolutely. And the parents of the 9-year-old says, "It's made my son's..." Sorry, I'm going to start crying
I
here.
know, right?
It made my son very happy. He was down for a few days, not wanting to get out of bed. Now he's up. Just changed his mood all around. How can they improve? Just keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is the entire reason why we have the show, knowing that whatever you're going through right now may be a blessing in disguise. It's always a blessing in disguise, knowing that just like this amazing woman, you can turn around and you can give back. And if we each gave back one thing, one day, somewhere, there's a butterfly effect out there. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to come back, recap Thursday thoughts, and get this day right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for being here.
back to Good LaLa, and we're recapping Thursday Thoughts with this dynamic, extraordinary women. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for, stepping into your purpose and calling. Thank you for, being representatives for different ages, different races, all that. We need everyone, and it's so important. It's really important, and especially in, the coaching industry is a very white world, and it's not good. We need to, have all of us rising, because we are all one race. We're one. I believe that we're all one. There's no difference. We're, so beautiful.
I believe the same thing, 100%. Yeah.
I wonder, you guys are both doing healing in such similar and yet different and complementary fashions, and I wonder how you can continue to give while also balancing the other parts of your life. So is there something that you do for your own self-care to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you have the energy and the wherewithal to give in the way that you do so often?
Just to basically just keeping yourself healthy, exercising, meditating, being with your family, being with your loved ones, and looking. What I personally do is I see these children, and I go in and I see these families, and then I come home and I say, thank you. I have a beautiful, healthy daughter who just got married this past weekend.
Congratulations.
Yes. And so I'm just ecstatic that life, even though it gave me curves, I've yes, they have given me curves.
Life gave me curves.
I just try to think positive and move forward with my life, and giving back is just giving me so much joy in my life, and hopefully giving joy to those who need it now more than I do.
Clearly, it is.
So amazing. So, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
For me, self-care is absolutely owning self-care. So being in my moment, knowing what is gonna nurture me at that moment, knowing what's gonna reinvigorate me so I can go face the world again at that moment. And different moments come. So it's just being in my moment, being completely aware of me and where I'm at.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's Thursday, so what are you guys up to the rest of the day?
The rest of the day is basically going to visit my daughter since she came home from her little mini honeymoon, being with my husband, just moving on, and then I have work to do with Deck My Room this afternoon.
Nice.
And just speaking to my different child life specialists, because this is Child Life Specialist Month, to honor them, and just moving forward and getting more rooms to do.
Right?
Well, yes, and I mentioned before when I met you that count me in. I'm a shopper. I want to deck a room. We are going to deck a room on behalf of Good Morning La La Land and Focus TV, so we'll get all the details from you later in the show.
Absolutely.
That's going to be so much fun.
It's
So
gonna be
excited,
so
right?
exciting.
Yes. So thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. If you like the show, please comment and share it. Very important to support the things that you love online. We've got a lot of negativity out there, so it's important to support the things that are raising us all up. You guys have a great day. We're streaming live every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Have a great day. It's going to be a great day in all
And
around
check
the
out
globe.
Universe 101.
Woo!
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.